Hey, what's up? This is Dillio coming to you another video, and in this video I'm going to talk about how you actually are successful. This is another artist empowerment video where I do some motivation. I know I haven't done it in a while, but I wanted to take some moment to do some motivation and some things that I've been thinking about and I've been reflecting on over the past few months, over the last month actually. Obviously there's a lot going on, and you know, one of the things I wanted to talk about for me with some things that's been happening in my life is that sometimes I can question, or maybe you deal with this too, sometimes you can question if you're actually successful or not. For me, for a long time, I made the mistake of I guess I would acknowledge what I did, but if it didn't look like someone else's victory, then it was hard for me to accept it as a success. Like if I'm not a full-time music producer, then I'm not a successful music producer. Or if I don't get all these placements like how I see someone else gets placements, or if I don't get all these views and clicks and all this other stuff, then that means that I'm not successful. And I think the biggest mistake I made in the past, and I'm trying to help you not make the mistake, is that just because your achievements doesn't look like someone else's doesn't mean that they don't count. And I think it's very easy to kind of measure what you're doing compared to someone else who's in a position you want to be in. As much as I'd like to be in someone else's position to be able to do this full time, you know, there's still some things I've done. There's some people I've been able to reach on this platform. There are some things that what I can do is redefine what success is, because I think that it's very easy to paint and set a parameter for success to be something that's probably not necessarily unrealistic, but something that may not be what you need, or it may not be what you're meant for. And so I've just been trying to take time to redefine, you know, like I've been getting DMs on my Instagram page of people telling me, hey, thank you for the content to help me out here. Hey, you know, I'm looking for some help here and that, stuff like that, and your content helped get me through. Or even in the comments on this platform, those are pieces of success. See, success in what I like to be successful in, or music and stuff like that. And this has been kind of like a lesson I'm trying to teach to other people who've probably been doing music for a while, or probably been taking care of life, family, children, and coming back to it, or those who are still getting out. You know, 20 years ago, success looked like a whole lot different. Success looked like a major music label backing you up and providing funds and having an engine behind you. Success looked like, you know, a certain amount of people in your life, or a family, certain structures, or a house, or a lot of things, or radio play. You know, 20 years ago, it was about getting that major life-changing placement, and that's still possible, or major life-changing deal, which is still possible. But I think it's a good idea to maybe try and redefine. I think it's easy to kind of misjudge people to thinking that just because they know you, that they're being nice, or just because they know you, they think that, oh yeah, you're doing good, and it's hard to take it seriously because they know you. But the truth is that if everybody around you, or I'll say 90%, because we know that not everybody's interested in your success or in your well-being, that there are people there that says, hey, you know what, actually I see you as successful. I see what you're doing. And it's hard to see what you're doing and count those small victories, where you're always looking towards the next step, or you're always looking at that milestone someone else has reached. And when you focus on that so much, it's hard to notice the levels of success that you have right now. You know, if I change my perspective, I can say, yes, I am very successful, probably more than I realize. But if I use an older perspective, if I try to use a perspective that is comparative to others and what they're doing, then no, I'll never reach that mark. I'll never feel like I'm a success. And when you never feel like success, you don't really feel motivated to keep going, because you're still chasing this mark that someone else has achieved. And that's not a good thing to base your mindset and motivation on, because who knows what variables have been in place by where they live or who's around them. And just as easily as someone can be a successful, they can also easily be that person who may have not achieved certain things. You never know what's going on, and it's very hard to try and quantify and measure and control that. So it's best to figure out and try to focus on things that you can measure. You know, like I built the e-bike. I successfully built the e-bike and kept it running for maybe 2 or 3 years now. That's a success. Or continuing to make content, not solely based on how many subscribers I got, but just the fact that maybe I want to help somebody out, encourage somebody, and learn to build a business my way. You know, success can be, hey, you know, you can learn from your mistakes. Success can be you successfully putting out beats on your beat store or successfully finishing a song. I know that a lot of people around me, when they talk to me about what they're trying to do, they are worried about it not being good enough. They're worried about it. There's always this excuse of perfection, like, I don't want to go on live right now, even though everybody's at home right now and this is like the time to shine. You know, I don't want to go live right now because I'm worried about the audio quality, or I don't want to go live right now. I mean, I wanted to shoot this video with my T3i and have a nice, at least 1080p picture, and now I'm shooting it with my webcam because I think that the message is more important than how this resolution looks on here. I'm not even filling up the whole 16:9 screen because I'm not relying on a certain level of perfection to make this video. And I've been thinking about this video, and I was supposed to film it like 4 hours earlier today. But even me, I got caught up in my head like, okay, this ain't gonna be the type of video people click on. This ain't, you know, and I get caught up in that game. It's very easy to get caught up in that game of views and content, or especially as a creative person, when you want to make something out of it, you want to make a full-time living out of it. And then, as I said before, you just hear so many ideas. Well, you gotta do this. Well, if you're not doing that enough. But one thing I do know is that if you consistently create content, if you consistently put yourself out there, which is a lot easier to do than it's been in the past, and there ain't no networking events right now. There's no club to go miss out an event on. And a lot of times, let's just be transparent, there's a lot of times where I go to these events and they're starting at like 11, 12 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just going to scout them out. And they're starting at 11, 12 o'clock, 11 at night, 12 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. And they want you to pay them to perform. And it can be a narrative that's what you got to do to grind to make it. That's what you got to do to make things happen. That's how you get to success. Or you got to be in this beat battle, and it's cool to do beat battles. They're fun, but don't let it get twisted. That's what you have to do to be successful. The game has changed now. You can really network and grind and meet people. And let me tell you something, what gives you a lot of credibility, I'll put it this way. I've met 2 producers like this last year that have plaques and they've achieved some things I want, but they knew about me because I've been on this platform making content. And I had credibility and rapport with them before even meeting them because I kept creating content, kept doing my thing. So you never know who's watching. And I'm gonna wrap up with that, because you never know who's really watching on the other side. You don't know about the kid with the cell phone. You don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know if somebody doesn't have somewhere to live. You don't know what's going on. You just don't know. And you can't base your choice to create content or to do something or to base how successful you are on those things. You know, it's been a while since I've been making videos regularly. And I was like, wow, I actually did like making videos because videos were making fun. I was making videos before YouTube. I was making videos just for fun, just to watch them because I just liked creating. I've always been a fan of creating content before creating content was the thing to do. I was making videos and burning DVDs and watching them by myself. And I enjoyed that that can be a level of success, because there's a lot of people who are doing things right now that they're good at that they don't enjoy. And sometimes I've been one of those people where it's like, oh, I'm just grinding and up. So I'll wrap up with this, that you are successful if you try to count your small victories. You are successful. Even me, I have to redefine. I'll have to remind myself, because it's easy for me to slip back. Well, I don't got this car, I don't got those placements, and I think that people won't take my content serious, or won't look at what I have, or subscribe or buy a beat from me because I don't have such and such placement, or if I don't have what this person and that person has. And the truth is that there's so many variables involved that you cannot calculate what's going on that creates that next level of improvement. So for me, I'm trying to learn how to serve more on this channel and turn this into more of a business, but also a service for those who are trying to learn, so I can be some sort of inspiration or some sort of source of information for someone who may not have it. Because when I was coming up, there wasn't a lot of information, or just people interested in general, just trying to help, right? So if this is an example of me deciding to create content anyway, and not relying on all the bells and whistles that I have to create content just to share a positive message with my audience here on this platform, and for those who may not have been here before, I don't know what is, so I'm going to continue to create content. I'm going to talk about some things that I've been through recently, and I just hope that you guys enjoy this content. I hope it helps somebody. I think it will. I'm pretty confident it will, and if it helps one, that's cool. And I'm going to continue to learn how to grow with what I have, and I think I'll learn something along the way, and I hope that you guys learn something too. All right, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. This has been another independent artist empowerment video, and I'll see y'all in the next video. And make sure you come out of the live stream where we're jamming. All right, I'm out. Peace.